What's going on? What's going on, film fam? Welcome to another episode of Chopping Willie in the Morning, brought to you by Let the Film Speak. I am Chop. Here with my main man, Willie Jack. Willie Jack, how you feeling this evening, big dog?
Hey, I'm feeling good, feeling great, man. It's Steelers versus Texans weekend, man. I'm in Houston. I will be in the building, man, to see my Steelers put in work against the Texans, man. So I'm feeling good, feeling great, man. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Absolutely, man. And hey, you heard what he said. He said tomorrow, man. So by the time y'all see this, it will be Sunday morning at 10 a.m. You know what I mean? So we apologize. We can't do the interacting that we normally do because my dog Willie Jack, he said, I'm going to the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be looking at this thing, up front and in person. You know what I'm saying? So Willie Jack gonna be taking care of business there, watching his Steelers take on the Houston Texans, man. But we still gonna get this episode out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Still gonna come out at 10 a.m. on Sunday. So when you watching this right now, just know we wish we could be tapping in with y'all, man, and talking and chopping it up with y'all, man. So y'all know what we got going on today, man. This Chopping Willie in the morning, / in the evening. And we going through all the games, man. This week 4, you know what I'm saying? We are now starting week 4. We had passed 3 weeks, man. This season is moving faster and faster, man. I don't like it, Willie Jack, but we are at week 4, man. Before we previewing all the games today, so we definitely gonna do that. Of course, we already previewed the London game, which is going on at this moment. You know what I'm saying? So, updates will be given, in the chat. So we went through all those games, but we got to preview the Thursday night game and talk to you about everything that's going on. But before we do that, we got to go through the house rules, man. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe. The same as always, tap in with your dogs. We appreciate all the support from each and every one of you, man. We glad that y'all come in, tap in with us, talk that trash with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really appreciate that. Talk to us, we talk back. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell, man. How else are you going to know when me and Willie Jack got something going on? When we got something cooking in the kitchen? You know what I'm saying? How to know when it's going on. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know what we doing this Chopping Willie in the Morning show, man. We dropping them off. I played y'all a few videos from last week, man. How my dog Willie Jack told y'all a few different things, man. See, I need to pay attention, listen, as my dog drop them jewels off. All right. And I guarantee you, we will not let you all down. All right. First things first, Willie Jack. Y'all still got to get them picks in. Get them picks in.
With it.
Y'all got some time right now. We sitting at about 10:05 right now. It's 10:05. Get them picks in. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're doing what you need to do because at 11:55 a.m.,
the door will be closed.
The doors will be closed. And if you ain't picked your London game already, I'm sorry, man. You already missed out on that one, man. So you better get them picks in before 11:55 so that we can keep this pushing, all right? But Willie Jack, let's go ahead and jump into the show, man. Let's jump into the show. The first game we're going to talk about, man, we're going to talk about that Thursday night game, man. We had the Detroit Lions, man. The Detroit Lions, they went to Green Bay to take on the Packers, man. And the Lions won this one, man. 34-20. 34-20. Willie Jack, what happened in this one, man? What was going on, dog?
Man, it was kind of like what we had talked before. The Packers, they kind of waited a little. Same pattern that we saw from that week before with New Orleans. It took them a while to kind of get going, and there was a point in the game where they started to kind of close the gap, but they couldn't capitalize. Honestly, and I don't want to say an out of character game for Jordan Love, but this is the game that I've been waiting on for Jordan Love because his accuracy's been up and down, but when he's on, and normally he's on in a good stretch of the game, especially like the fourth quarter of this last game, for instance, where he's dealing and it looks excellent, and we hadn't seen the turnovers. But one of the things I talked about was the 50% completion percentage on average or thereabouts for these games, but then he has these hot spots and he hasn't been turning the ball over. So in this game, we saw those same patterns, but now we saw the turnovers as well. And so there was a point in this game where Detroit's out ahead. Green Bay looks to finally be gaining a little momentum, and then we see the actual turnovers. And so Lions actually capitalizing and getting their hands on the ball and giving it back to that offense. Another good game for Bryant Branch as well. This rookie class from Detroit is really showing up. I mean, it's 3 or 4 games now for Detroit because I know they had the first game of the year that early Thursday. But this rookie class has been playing phenomenal. Amon-Ra St. Brown was still as advertised. And I think we both took Did we both take Detroit? No, you took Green Bay in this game. You did. No, but Detroit did what I expected them to do. It was going to be a short week, and one of the things I talked about on Wednesday was these short weeks, a Thursday game, it's always a sloppy game for one of the teams. And the Green Bay, even though they were the home team, they were the young team as well. And so I think they definitely were the sloppier team. They had the turnovers, they had the additional penalties, And then that Lions team, man, is showing up as advertised as they were preseason. So I didn't buy into the preseason hype. I thought it might have been a little a little maybe too much put on the way they finished this last year. But so far, they look to be living up to the hype that they had preseason for sure.
Absolutely, Willie Jack, and I agree with a lot of things you said, man. And it was Detroit coming out and taking care of business, man. And they jumped out early. They jumped out early. You know, they took control of this game, and it looked like it was gonna get real ugly. You know what I'm saying? Really,
Yeah.
it was gonna get real ugly early in that game. Now they still had it was a reasonable margin. You know what I'm saying? It was a comfortable victory for them. You know, but I thought it was gonna get worse. You know, the way
Mm-hmm.
that they started off and how Jordan Love was looking, and I could tell. It's crazy. You can tell within the first two series from Jordan Love and that Green Bay Packers offense that they look off. Like this could possibly be an off day for them because he was missing
Mm-hmm.
throws. You know, he wasn't accurate like you were saying, and
Mm-hmm.
it just wasn't a good day for them. So I mean, when I saw them start off like that, I said, "Oh, this could get ugly real fast." And on the other side of that, you know, I was worried for Detroit too because their first drive was an interception. You know, they got the
Mm-hmm.
interception, return it, and they actually get inside the 10, had very, very good field position to start this game off with, but they didn't do anything with it. Only came away with a field goal, and then the rest of the game, it was like history. It was like it kind of fed off of that. Detroit, you know, kept going with their energy. Man, big game for David Montgomery, man.
Yeah.
30 carries coming off of an injury, man. 100 and some yards, 3 touchdowns. And truth be told, he actually looks like the better running back of the two when in terms of like running in between the tackles. Gibbs is definitely the more explosive back, you know what I'm saying, and the change of pace guy. But when it comes to like, you know, finding the hole, his vision and hitting the hole, man, David Montgomery looks like the better back and look, and it's a reason why he's getting the bulk of those carries. I know a lot of people have been wanting, you know, Gibbs to get more shine and get more, but you know, just looking at him and how he's attacking that defenses, man, when he's giving the ball, man, it's different, you know. So big game for him. Detroit come out, they take care of business, and they come away with that W, man.
No, oh, and real quick before we move on, man, this is the last game I think for J-Mo. Jameson Williams
Hey
should be
Mo,
back, man, from his gambling suspension, and so we'll get to see him integrated now into this offense. I think going forward. So I'm anxious to see how he looks, adding his speed and deep threat element to what you already get in the intermediate game for Amon-Ra St. Brown. So this Lions offense is really in a position if J-Mo shows up and is the player that we expected to see from Alabama. If he's that guy that we expect him to be, then this offense can be is about to take off.
yeah,
It really
yeah.
feels that way.
And I think it could be that missing piece. They got the run game. They got the guys that can hit you intermediate in the passing game. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? They got the two running backs, one that can get you in space with speed, the other can get you in between the tackles.
Mhm.
And then now you're just missing that ultimate deep threat, that guy that can
Mhm.
really stretch the field. Now you can
Keep
attack
those
any
safeties
part of
behind.
the field that you want to, man. Your offense become balanced, and the defense has been playing a lot better than what we're used to seeing from Detroit too. So
Exactly.
I'm looking up on Jack.
And then also, like last thing I'm gonna say on this one before we move on, man, so we can get it going. But Jamar Gibbs is still like it's early. Once they really unlock Jamar Gibbs, maybe in week 5, 6, 7, or you know what I'm saying. Once we get into the middle of the season, they really unlock Jamar Gibbs because right now they're still he's still trying to find his place in that offense. But once they get him settled as well, this Lions offense that we always say Jared Goff going for 30 now, and they haven't unlocked Jamar Gibbs and Jameson Williams ain't been here yet. And so this, like I said, man, I'm anxious to see what this Lions offense looks like going forward for sure.
Absolutely. I'm with you, Willie Jack. With you there. All right, man. Let's go to some of these Sunday games, man. Let's go to the Sunday games. Of course, I already told y'all, man, we got the London game going on right now, man. The score approximately at this moment, I'm a guess and say the score is about
Seven. It's early. 7-0. 7-0 Jacksonville, I'd say right about now.
7-0 Jacksonville. I don't know, man. They 2 hours in, dog. They 2 hours in. I'm gonna say the score right now
The
is
kickoff at 9:30.
8:30.
Oh, 8:30.
8:30. 8:30. Yeah. So
Oh, damn.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say the score is about 21-17 right now. Jacksonville up. You know what I'm saying? They can come out this game. That's just my guess. We'll see what happens when this show come out. We'll see how that goes. Let's go to some of the Sunday games, man. Let's go to some of the 12 o'clock games, man. The first game that we got on the docket, of course, we got Denver going to Chicago to take on the Bears, man. And I'm going Denver, man. I'm going Denver. I think Denver finally gets off that
Gets off
zero.
the mat because they've been
Yeah,
knocked
really
out
gets
the
off the
last
mat,
couple weeks.
man. And yeah, they really got knocked out last week, man. It was a tough game for them. I think this is the one they get their first W, man. The Chicago team, man, they're just so discombobulated right now. They got so many things going on and off the field. You know, coaching, players trying to gel. It's a lot of things going on. So I feel like this is the game where Denver finally gets their W, man. They go on the road, go to Chicago. Um, Russell Wilson gets the first one. And maybe this is one to build off of. Maybe this is the one where they go, they put up a couple points, and they can start building some momentum and going into the season and maybe string together 1, 2, 3 wins, however many they can get in a row. I haven't looked at their schedule after this, but this is the one that could possibly get them going, man. Build some momentum for them. I see them coming out with a W in this game. I don't see Chicago stopping anybody. I expect those guys to really come out and do their thing. So give me final score, man. I'm gonna give them 30 points this game, man. I'm gonna give Denver 30, and I think Chicago come out and scores a little bit too. So I think they put up a couple points. Give me 30-24. That's my final score in a high scoring game. Neither of these defenses has been playing too well, but I think this Denver's defense is soft enough to where Justin Fields, we might see a little bit of running from him. We'll see him get out of the pocket, extend the plays and do what we used to see him doing. I do some more of those things that we saw from last year. So give me 30-24 final score Denver over Chicago.
Gotcha. I'm going to breeze right through this toilet bowl chop, and I'm going to go 24-13 Denver. I'm not eager to see either of these teams. I don't care at all with Sean Payton and his Denver Broncos. Let's ride. I don't give a damn what they do for the rest of the year. When you get 50 balled like this, when you get 50 balled on live TV after you was talking the way you talk, I'm done with you, bro. And then Chicago, we know what's going on with them. And so I expect this to be an unentertaining game. But I think in the battle of two bad teams, and it's hard to say Denver's a bad team because they've got names on this team. They've got a Russell Wilson who, whatever that name is still worth, but you've also got a Patrick Surtain on the other side of the ball. You got a Justin Simmons. Those guys didn't show up when they got 70 ball. So I don't know what to think of them anymore.
Well, Justin Simmons was out.
Thank God he was, because I know he don't want to be a part of that 70 ball. And so that's a damn shame. And so, but I'm going to go 24-13 in a game that I'll begrudgingly watch just because I'm a professional. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and take a peek. But I'm not excited to watch that game at all, man. But 24-13, give me Denver finally getting a win against very subpar competition in Chicago at this point when there's an obvious rift between the starting quarterback and the coaching staff. And so I don't expect much, if at all, from them. I'm 24-13 Denver.
Gotcha. I'm right with you, Willie J. Right with you. On to the next one, man. Two teams. They're in the same division as your squad, man. The same division as your squad. We got Baltimore going to Cleveland to take on the Browns, man. And this one was a very good game, man. This actually was close to being our game of the week, but didn't quite make it. I think both of us kind of landed on the same teams being the game of the week this week, man. But we got Baltimore at Cleveland. Willie J, who you got in this one, man?
I'm taking Cleveland, man. I'm taking Cleveland at home. Cleveland looked damn good last week. And so it was a flashback, a good glimpse of Deshaun Watson of old. And he looked very good in this game, honestly. Amari Cooper had a big day as well. They owe him a touchdown. That ref, I hope he found him in the parking lot and got his issue, because he you owe me and my fantasy owners some money. And so but I'm taking Cleveland at home. I think Cleveland's defense, and it's still early in the year, but that Cleveland defense is for real. That Cleveland defense is definitely easy top 5, probably closer to top 3. That Denver defense, that Niners defense, I like a lot. I still love that. I still would not love, but I like that Eagles defense because on the strength of Jalen Carter. I mean, I right here on the spot, those are probably the first 3 that I probably give you, and it's hard to say that Cleveland defense may not be the most balanced of all. And so I think they're here to play ball. Baltimore is the injury bug. It seems like it's been a recurring theme for Baltimore over the last few years. They're tore up by that injury bug again. They lost a heartbreaker last week in overtime to the Colts. And honestly, the injury report still for them is still pretty full. And I think Cleveland, coming off the strength of a big win, Baltimore is in danger of running to a Cleveland team who's kind of finding their groove. So this is Deshaun Watson just kind of finding himself in this last game. And so if this is the start of a nice little run for Cleveland, then Baltimore is just right in their path and they get rolled over. So I'm going Cleveland in this one, 23-17.
23-17. I like that score with the jacket. I'm gonna go the same score, same team. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because of
I know the reason why.
Huh?
I know the reason why. You want to be like Big Bro, man. It's all good. Hey, it's all good. I ain't mad at you, man.
Hey, Willie, I think I don't know if anybody came on. I think your screen, somebody was saying something. You good?
Yeah, hear me good.
You should. You straight, bro?
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Man, well, I ain't gonna worry about it, man. Sometimes I know computers be tripping, man. Technology,
yeah. I
AI,
got
they got all type of new stuff coming out, man.
you.
AI probably got you. They probably had you saying some silly stuff. But anyway, um, I'm going Cleveland in this game, man. Same score, 23-17. And I do like the direction that I saw from Deshaun Watson. I do like the direction that he's going, and it looks like he's showing that he is starting to get a little bit more comfortable, starting to improve, and starting to see things a little bit better. Now, don't get me wrong, this Ravens defense is for real too. I like this Ravens defense. I like what they've been doing. I think they will cause a few problems for this Cleveland offense, but at the same time, man, what Cleveland got going on, I think we see a little bit more Kareem Hunt, and I think as the season goes along, we're going to see Kareem Hunt sprinkled in just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more each week until we get later in the season, and we're gonna find out it's full blown Kareem Hunt's, job. You know what I'm saying? But right now, this game is on the shoulders of Deshaun Watson. Uh, with Baltimore, man, the thing with them is I'm still skeptical about their offense. You know what I mean? And then they've already mentioned that Odell Beckham is going to be out again this particular
Exactly.
game, so he won't be there. I think Justice Hill is out. I mean, their running backs are kind of interchangeable, so it's not too much there. But I still want to see more from this offense, man. I haven't seen them be that successful until we saw Lamar Jackson running the ball. You know what I'm saying? And I said a little bit of that in our last episode, but this is what I want to see more of. I want to see Lamar Jackson get more comfortable with this offense, spreading the ball around, and this offense be a little bit more explosive because what they're doing right now, it won't cut it when they get to start playing some of the better teams. And this Cleveland defense is going to be a real test for them. So we'll see what they look like against this Cleveland defense. But I got Cleveland coming away with this W, man. 23. Give me 23-20, Willie Jack. Give him an extra 3 points.
Oh,
23
now,
20,
now you want 20, 23. Okay, 23, 20. And I
23
tell you,
20.
I tell you what I want to see, man. And honestly, they've already been bit by the injury bug at this position. But before we move on, man, I think this is the team more than any, Chop. This is the team that needs to go ahead and send that first round pick on over to Jim Irsay and get Jonathan Taylor. I want to see Jonathan Taylor on this team. J.K. Dobbins with the injury bug, and I was a J.K. Dobbins guy when he came in. They were the same draft class. J.K. Dobbins has been in the league for 4 years. He's missed 2 of those years with injury. And he's still in the healthy time that we've seen him in. He hasn't been the player. He's not the player that Jonathan Taylor is. And I know when he came back off of injury, I think the first time, I think he averaged like 6 yards a carry to finish that season, whatever it was 2 years ago, or whatever the case. But
Yeah.
yet and still, I want to see Jonathan Taylor, and it looks like that relationship in Indianapolis is irreconcilable. I would think so. I would love to see Jonathan Taylor with J.K. Dobbins going to be out all year, and if I got to choose between the two, I'm taking JT all day, and so I would love to see that be a move to be made. That's the move right there. Lamar Jackson in the backfield, and in the backfield next to Jonathan Taylor, and then you
Yeah,
still got a young.
they read option nasty with them two
Come
boys.
on, man. That's the move to make, man. So, or if I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan or in that office, man, that's a call that I think I seriously want to make. Now, as a Steelers fan, I don't want to see that at all. But as a football fan, man,
It makes sense.
that's
It
with
makes sense.
Jonathan Taylor being a name that we know is open and available, and them not having a guy in the run game to really depend on, like you were saying, Justice Hill is out, J.K. Dobbins is out. When Justice Hill was here, he hasn't shown us anything in the 4 years he's been there. Gus Edwards is a 3.5 yards in the cloud of dust, workhorse style of back. And so he doesn't really offer much. And so Jonathan Taylor is the guy they need in this offense, man. I know we're trying to be cute. We want Lamar Jackson to be Dan Marino. That's cool as well. But let's go ahead and get him a guy, get him his Robin, man, to his backfield, because what we need him to do and what we can do to really be explosive, man. Jonathan Taylor slides in perfectly there.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
I got you.
All right, Willie Jack. Well, let's go on to the next one, man. Cincinnati goes to Tennessee to take on the Titans, man. And I'm gonna go Cincinnati in this one, man. I'm gonna go Cincinnati. Cincinnati got a much needed win last week against my Rams, man. And it showed me that this team is not going anywhere. Now they didn't look great doing it. I'm not gonna make it seem like they were just out there balling, but when you got some guys, that's when you need them to show up. You need them to show up when you need W's, man. And they needed that W last week. And this is quite frankly another game that they're going to need too. because every game counts now in this AFC. This AFC, as we talked,
Especially this AFC North for sure.
absolutely. So every game counts. So and then now he's still dealing with this calf injury. So I expect them to still do a lot of what they did last week in terms of getting the ball out quick, leaning on Joe Mixon a little bit more. But I expect them to come out and be successful. I expect Jamar Chase to have another good game. This Tennessee team has been very, very good against the run, but against the pass is where they've shown that they can be a little bit more vulnerable, and that's what I expect. I don't expect their defensive line to have too much of a good game from Tennessee because, like I said, Joe Burrow is going to be getting that ball out quick, out of his hands and into the hands of his playmakers and those three receivers and running the ball with Joe Mixon, man. So this is what I expect. I'm also wondering, man, where's Derrick Henry? You know, Derrick Henry, where are you, man? Where are you? You know what I mean? I see that they're using you a little bit different, you know, in terms of Spears is actually taking just about an even number of snaps as Derrick Henry. I taking about even snaps, so he's getting a lot of
Spears is
run,
getting all the third down style of touches.
all the third down work. All right, it's
And
time to
passing.
unleash
Yeah.
Derrick, man. It's time to unleash Derrick. You got him on your team. Why not run him? Run that boy. You know what I'm saying? And because honestly, quite frankly, that is your biggest chance of coming away with the W in this game, man. Is being physical up front with their run game and behind the pads of Derrick Henry. That's what I want to see more from this particular team. So yeah, where are you, man? I want to see you show up. But all that to say, I still got Cincinnati winning this game. I think they find a way. Joe Burrow is going to find a way to get the ball into the hand of his playmakers, like I said before, and they come away with the W in this game and get him 26 this game. 26 this game. They had 19 last game, so give them some more points. They're gonna start sooner or later. We're gonna see this Cincinnati team start to really get in rhythm, man. Especially as Joe Burrow's calf starts to heal a little bit more. So get them 26 in this game against Tennessee 17. 26-17 final score of this game.
All right, Chop. I'm taking Tennessee to bounce back at home. And so Tennessee, they let me down last week, man. Cleveland just came out and ran right over. I mean, and just were the obviously better team and just more dominant team, especially defensively. Of course, obviously Myles Garrett goes for I think 3.5 sacks in this last game. I think Mike Vrabel, coming off such a dominating and embarrassing style loss, in my mind, when you got one of those ones, man, and I think, and I'm talking coaches now, I think Mike Vrabel, for me, as you guys know, if you remember our coaching episode, he's a top 5 coach in this league.
You keep telling me that. You keep saying it.
I'm telling you, bro. Mike Vrabel, he just ain't got the ingredients, but he can cook. You feel me? Like it ain't his fault. Ain't nobody went to the stove. He can cook though. You know what I'm saying? Mike Vrabel is a guy, man. As far as coaches go, I love the like I said, I really enjoy him as a coach, and I think he rallies his team to bounce back. They're at home, and here's the thing about it as well. I think with the calf that's been slowing down slowing down Joe Burrow as we've seen. Now Jamar Chase, they were scared. It was almost like the defense was just afraid of him. So I didn't see a lot of people getting in his chest. It was a lot of off coverage, and he was able to just kind of settle in space, get the ball, and then make a move. I mean, he just got everything he wanted to. I think Tennessee and Mike Vrabel this week at home, like I said, they just took a good whooping, 27-3. I think that game was at Cleveland or against Cleveland, and I think they come out fired up. They come out pissed off. Mike Vrabel's the guy that's going to get those guys rearing to go. We know the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line has been an issue since he's been there, and so I don't think it's any better. Now, I think this is a game that I can see Justin Simmons kind of announce himself on this season's stage. I feel like I haven't said his name yet this year, and I think this is a good matchup for him on the interior of that Cincinnati Bengals line, where we can maybe see him cause a little havoc. They've still got an overpaid, but they still got a guy on the edge in Harold Landry that's going to be able to maybe take advantage of some matchups there as well. Because I'm not sold on Orlando Brown or I can't even think of Buddy's name that they moved over to the right side. So I still think this Cincinnati Bengals line is vulnerable, and I think that Justin Simmons can have himself a day causing havoc there, and then maybe we see Harold Landry be the beneficiary of that. I'm going Tennessee in a very close, very hard-fought, stingy, stale game from Mike Vrabel and his bunch, 20-19, Chop. 20-19 in an old school defensive defensive slugfest on the Tennessee side. I think Derrick Henry, like I said, we haven't seen him yet this year. That offensive line is atrocious. But here's the thing as well, though. I think we do get a spark play from Tyjae Spears. I think maybe Tyjae Spears gets in the paint this game as well in the third down situation. And so I'm excited to see that. Cincinnati's also got a young cornerback room. I'm still waiting to see D Hop really get something going with Ryan Tannehill. And so, like I said, being at home, being motivated for getting embarrassed last week, I think Mike Vrabel and those guys pulled the upset 2019.
I got you. Well, we're gonna see, man. I like Justin Simmons against this Jeffrey Simmons against that offensive line, but I just don't. The game plan of Cincinnati is gonna kind of
I
take.
mean, yeah, Simmons is one of your guys now. I'm just saying.
Absolutely, he is. But you know, I mean, no matter how fast you beat him, if that ball getting out quick, man, hey, ain't that the worst? Willie? I know you probably had that before, man. When you beat a guy, when you beat your offensive lineman real quick, but the ball
ain't nothing worse than when you not doing your job, Chop, and cost me my job. Because if I get home in 2 seconds, but you couldn't guard them for 1.5, what are we doing? You got to give me 3 seconds, big dog. I need 3 seconds. That's all I need is 3 seconds. Give me 3 seconds.
Just give you 3 and you can get there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can cancel Christmas. You give me 3 seconds, you can cancel Christmas, buddy.
All right, I got you. I'm gonna do my job, Willie Jack. I'm gonna do my job. On to the next one, man. We got the Los Angeles Rams, man. They going to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Willie Jack, who you got in this one, man?
I'm taking Indianapolis at home, man. And and I know Anthony Richardson is expected to be back in the starting lineup this game.
He's back. He's practicing fully, so he'll be back.
He will be back this game. But that Rams offensive line, the performance they put on display last week, and the offensive line is not getting any better 1 week later. And so now this Indianapolis defense, it's not filled with, like high flying pass rush names, but they still do have DeForest Buckner, who is having a resurgent year. I feel like after maybe a cooler last 2 years, I think he's been pretty good in the early parts of this year. And so seeing the display of the lack of pass blocking that I saw from that Rams team last week, I can't put it. It really makes me struggle to put any faith in what they got going because that was just so terrible. Now, granted, it was against a Bengals defense that does have a couple more name recognizable pass rushers than Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard. I'm a big fan. I'm a fan of DJ Reader on the inside as more run server. But Kwity Paye was a favorite of mine in his draft class when he came out, I think 3 years ago now. Chop to tell y'all, I loved his film. And man, I'm telling you, that's top 10 film for me. His Michigan film. Kwity Paye's either Michigan or Penn State. Now I'm tripping. No, Michigan.
It was Michigan.
Michigan. Yeah. Man, that's top 10 film, man. I love looking at his film. But like I said, DeForest Buckner on that line as well. I think he can have himself a day. And if that's the case, like I saw last week, Matt Stafford is going to be a deer in the headlights, man. If they really start getting to him, then he's not going to be able to find his favorite playmaker in your boy Pikachu. And that whole offense kind of crumbles around it. Kyron Williams is a guy where he can get in the paint, but I still haven't seen a big yardage day from him, though. And with as poor as that Rams offensive line is just as poor as they were, and then as poor as they just showed us just this last week. Like I said, nobody's going to rescue that Rams offensive line from last week to this week. And so I think Indianapolis at home, I think they can really get after Stafford there and make that tough. 23-21 in a very tough and close game for Indianapolis, where I think it's going to be a game where the Rams probably look like the better team or the team that should win, but just Stafford's just going to be running for his life and just not able to make the plays that may even be there.
Gotcha. And Willie Jack, I like everything you said, man. I think you made some valid points there in terms of the Indianapolis and how they would look against us. But I'm still going with the Rams. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going with the Rams. I mean, I don't know what anybody else expected. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel like if I feel like it's gonna be a little close, I'm just going with my team. I don't care. Forget it. That's just
Yeah.
That's the L I'm willing to take. You know what I'm saying? As we go through this weekly pick 'em, you know what I'm saying? We do our thing there. So I'm going with LA Rams, man. And give me 27-26 is my final score. 1 point game.
Ooh.
So my thing with this one is, and this is actually just a message to Sean McVay. All right. Well, I know you can coach. I know you can come up with all these different things and different plays and schemes and things like that, man. Balance it out, man. The part of the reason why that a lot of that pass rush was getting home is because they didn't run the ball. It's a very, very close game last week against Cincinnati, and I
Mhm.
still don't understand why they didn't run the ball more. Because earlier in that game, they were okay, but then once Cincinnati realized that the Los Angeles Rams they weren't going to run this ball, they just pinned their ears back. And if and Willie Jack, you a former defensive end, man. If you know the team is passing 100% of the time, you ain't got to worry about the run. Oh, that changes the game. That changes the way you rush. That changes your approach to play every play. And that's what they did. So for me, Rams, give me a little bit of balance here, man. Give me a little bit of balance. We know we got Puka Nakua. He's been showing that he's been pretty solid. Tutu Atwell has been stepping up and making a lot of plays. You know what I'm saying? But balance it out, man. It's okay. Let's be that physical team that we started the season off being when we ran the ball 30 plus times, in the first couple weeks, which the reason why we were in the game with the San Francisco team, and the reason why we got that W against Seattle. Let's go out and be that physical team, man. If y'all come out and do that, what I'm saying, we can show what we're fully capable of. Aaron Donald was still Aaron Donald, man, and he showed that.
No, he looked good against that Cincinnati offensive line, but then again, it's still the Cincinnati offensive line. That's another reason why I think that DeForest Buckner can have himself a day.
I'm not finna sit up here and let you let you do that to Aaron Donald.
No, he looked good.
Matter the offensive line. He owns. Matter of fact, you talk about real estate. He may own some real estate over in Zach Martin's spot. You know what I'm saying? Last time Zach Martin faced off against him, it got ugly. You know what I'm saying? So hey, that's a matchup I'm gonna be looking at though. I'm gonna be looking at that matchup to see. I like this Indianapolis team, man. They are a solid team, and I think they got a lot of good pieces. But I think Anthony Richards, man, he's gonna be the reason that the Rams come away with this W, man. He's gonna make some plays, but he's gonna make a crucial mistake, I'm saying, towards the end of the game, man. It's gonna give us that victory, man. So give me Rams 27-26, dog.
Okay. Like I said, man, it sounds like I'm up 2 games. I didn't caught 2 games up on you now from the Cincinnati game and that Indianapolis game. So I love it. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll see about that one. We'll see about that one. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We got a divisional matchup, man. We got Tampa Bay going to New Orleans to take on the Saints, man. And I'm going New Orleans in this one, man. I'm going New Orleans, whether it's Jameis Winston, whether it's Derek Carr, you know what I'm saying, whether it's Taysom Hill. I don't care who's the starting quarterback, because the last few years we've seen them play, I saw New Orleans, I don't know how, but they own them. Even with Tom Brady, when Tom Brady's playing some good ball, New Orleans has owned Tampa Bay. You know what I'm saying? But now now we saw Baker Mayfield come back down to earth a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And against New Orleans, who has one of the better defenses in the league as well. Also one of those teams that could be, talked about as a top 5 defense as of right now. You going to New Orleans, yeah, and that's who you got to go take on. That's who you got to face. I think that we definitely gonna get an explosive game. In terms of what Jameis Winston is going to do, hopefully he just limits the mistakes. If he limits the mistakes, I think they're going to be just fine. Also, you can cancel Mike Evans' day out, you know what I'm saying? Because anytime he's went to go face Lattimore got some place, he owns property in his
real estate. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So Mike Evans here.
You had a good start to your season, Mike Evans. You had a good start to your season, but this game right here, this ain't it. This ain't it for you, man. And in fact, he gets you so frustrated that you want to fight him every single time. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully nobody gets ejected this game because of the serious, you know what I'm saying, strapped. You know what I'm saying? The serious strap that was going to happen with Mike Evans, man. So I'm going New Orleans in this game. I think they win this one. It's going to be a little bit of a lower, I guess you say lower scoring game. Give me 20-13. Final score of this game, New Orleans over Tampa Bay.
I got you, man. And I really wanted to take Tampa Bay in this game. I really did. But and I'm assuming is Jameis starting?
James, so far that's what it looks like. It looks like Jameis is going to be starting this game, dog.
Yeah, and so I wanted to take Tampa Bay, man. If it was Derek Carr, man, I was probably gonna ride with Baker against Derek Carr. But Jameis is going home, man. I want to see Jameis do his thing, man, against this Tampa Bay team. I think it's going to be a close, hard-fought divisional game. I'm going 24-20 New Orleans, and the fact that New Orleans is at home as well. Like I said, that's still one of the top 3 or 4 most difficult stadiums to play in, regardless. But I'm hoping that Jameis does get this start, and I think, honestly, that he's going to be able to find success in the deep passing game, man, because I do like I like what we've seen from the Tampa Bay DBs thus far. I mean, they've been playing aggressive. They've been playing nice. I'm a big Antoine Winfield guy anyway, but I like these guys as more long, kind of physical corners. But I do think they can be taken up top, and I think Alave and your boy Rashid Shaheem, I think there may be some opportunity there to kind of stretch the field, and so I'm looking for Jameis to catch one of those big ones in that matchup, man, and have himself a nice day, man, and have a nice home going and get a duck. Or well, they're coming to his home, but to get a little revenge, man, at the crib here in New Orleans. 24-20, famous Jameis gets his Tampa Bay revenge.
Yeah. Oh, and also just to throw this out, Alvin Kamara, he comes back this game too. So they get Alvin Kamara back in this game, man. So they'll add another dimension to that offense. So we'll
don't mean nothing to me. Yeah, y'all ain't know what I said. Yeah, he ain't tier one. We seen. I had that talk. Yeah, he ain't tier one.
Yeah. Don't start with me, Willie, dog. Don't start with me, okay?
He had a chance to step up and be a guy last year, man. He might as well have been damn Alfred Morris. I'm just saying. He could have showed himself. He could have showed himself to be a guy. He could have put the offense on his back.
He's not tier one. You're right, Willie Jack. He's not tier one. He's
all right.
He's a weapon. He's a weapon, though. Regardless of what you're talking about, he's a weapon. All right. Anyway, on to this next one, man. We got another divisional matchup, man. We're staying in NFC with this. We got Washington going to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Who you got in this one, Willie Jack? I'm pretty sure I know, but who you got? Talk to me.
Yeah, man, I've got Philly handling business, man. I'm going 30-21 Philly at home. This Philly offense still isn't running as smoothly as I feel like it was like the last 9 weeks of the season when Jalen Hurts was healthy. You know what I mean? So I think we've seen flashes of continuity. I love how AJ Brown looked last week. He just looked he's running with purpose. Like he catches those little 12-yard hitches, and when he spins and goes upfield, like he's hitting it. Like he's running balls out and he's running hard. Like I really liked what I saw from him last week, and this is coming 2 weeks after where maybe they didn't get him the ball as much as he would have liked in the game where we saw Devontae Smith go up top a couple times in the game that AJ Brown was quiet. But he looked damn good last week in that Tampa Bay game, I think. And I think I'm thinking they continue, like I said, building off of what we just saw from this last week. This Washington team, man, ugly, terrible performance last week for that offense. Sam Howell throws 4 interceptions. All the praise and everything that we had given EB and his version of that Andy Reid offense, they really took a step backwards last week. A lot of that had to do with the pressure, and then Sam Howell still just going down swinging in the worst of ways, like I said, with 4 interceptions. Now guess what happens to Sam Howell in a week in which he's running with his life? Now he goes up against the best defensive tackle in football and a young rookie, Jalen Carter, chop. Jalen Carter is going to be on Sam Howell's you-know-what all day long. And then the good thing about having Jalen Carter.
You ready to call him the best in the business, Willie Jack?
Man, I ain't going to lie, man. He looks like a monster, bro. He looks like a monster. I saw on, I don't know if it was PFT or PFF, but somebody made a comparison of him of like a bigger Warren Sapp. And honestly, bro, man, when I thought about it, I think I see that. I think I really do. Like us seeing our generation seeing Aaron Donald now, we kind of lose sight of what Warren Sapp was in his day, that 0-2 Bucks defense and that Tampa 2 run. Like we kind of forget just how great and how dominant Sapp really was. And now, but Sapp was 6'1", like 310. Jalen Carter 6'5", 330, bro. And man, I'll tell you that first step quickness, that power, man, the hustle, those 2 fumbles he caused, he chased down Tampa Bay's running back on one of those, like 8 yards down the field. You know what I'm saying?
I would have loved to see Jalen Carter and them guys in one-on-ones in practice in training camp. Jalen Carter and Jason
Kelce or
Jalen Carter and Landon Dickerson or Lane. I would have loved to see those matchups in practice, bro. I bet they be going at it between Fletcher Cox, Jalen Carter,
Jordan Davis is starting to show. It's Jordan Davis is showing up and having a good year early on.
Son Reddick, man. That's hey, man. iron sharpens iron. That's all that
But
is.
Sunday's got to be easy for both those O lines, and it looks like that because Vita Vea got his lunch handed to him by Jason Kelsey in that damn Tampa Bay game. I was commenting on that. Jason Kelsey was out there moving furniture, bro. Jason Kelsey was out there moving furniture, and
I
Vita
didn't
Vea
think that would have been
and
possible.
Jason Kelsey didn't care about none of that, bro. Jason Kelsey didn't care about none of that. That shit was beautiful.
It was.
Beautiful.
It was.
DeAndre Swift ran for 130 yards off of Jason Kelsey's ass, bro. Like I'll tell you, Jason Kelsey's out there working, bro. And so, but nah, man, I definitely think that this gonna be another big week for that defensive line. I don't know what the final stat sheet's gonna look like because Jalen Carter dominated that Tampa Bay offensive line. He only ended up with half a sack. They gave Fletcher Cox half his sack when he split a double team and knocked Baker to the ground as he's like taking two Tampa Bay defenders with him. It was nuts, you know what I'm saying? But anywho, I'm taking Philly to win this game on the strength of that defensive line, that defense. I love the connection, like I said, we've seen for AJ Brown, man, that last week. He's running with purpose. He's running with authority. I'm going 30-21 Philly.
Gotcha. And I'm going Philly as well in this game, Willie Jack. I'm going 27-16. I think they come in and handle biz. You know, I know this Washington front is a pretty good front. It's a different front. I want to see how they match up with. We saw them against Tampa Bay last week, but that also the way that they performed against that Tampa Bay front, like me, you just talked about, Willie Jack, that leaves me. It gives me a little bit more confidence to know, hey, this Philadelphia offensive line can handle whatever. You know what I'm saying? You line them up, knock them down, however you need to do it. You know what I'm saying? Dominoes. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is when you see this Philadelphia offensive line coming. But it's a different type of monster coming in this time. You got Jonathan Allen. You know what I'm saying? Those guys.
Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne are both $30 million, or they're both $100 million contract guys.
Yeah. So that full front, man, Payne, Allen, Chase Young,
Montez Sweat is nice.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of they got another guy over there too. But
Montez Sweat and Chase Young for sure are the forcing to round it out, and all those guys are legit.
Yeah, so all those guys are legit. So it's a new type of challenge that this Philadelphia Eagles offensive line is going to have to face this time around. But yeah, man, that's what we're looking at. I think they'll still be able to take care of business. The difference is going to be, you know, also Jalen Hurts. You know, for Washington, them cornerbacks got to show up, man, because I think the passing game is going to be huge. Emmanuel Forbes, this is where you start to come out, man. You've been close. He's been close, and I've been watching him. It's been a couple weeks where he's been closer, you know, picking some balls off and taking them 6. You're going to need one this game, man. This is going to be big. And then for that offense, Sam Howell and them, it's going to be just tough sledding for those guys, man. So, EB, I know you have your guys ready, but I think this is just too tall of a task for this Washington team. So, yeah, give me Philly 27-16. I think they run the ball pretty well, and they get that passing game going too, you know, with him and either Devontae Smith or AJ Brown. You know, so I think one of those guys gets going for sure.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Gotcha. All right, Willie Jack, let's keep on rolling, dog. Keep on rolling. Let's go Minnesota at Carolina to take on the Panthers, man. And I'm going Minnesota. I'm going Minnesota on the road. They got the short end of the stick last week with against the Los Angeles Chargers. Both of them was 0-2 at the moment. The Chargers ended up coming away with the W, man, and Minnesota just couldn't get out their way. I think this week is the week that they finally get off the ground, man, and they get their first win of the season against this Carolina team. Danielle Hunter is second in sacks. I think he has another one this game, you know, or maybe 2, especially going against this not banged up, but just a terrible Carolina offensive line. So I expect him to have a pretty big game. I expect them to have play a big role in how this game plays out. Their Carolina defense is banged up as well, and I expect your boy Justin Jefferson, man, and Kirk Cousins to get it going. So I expect them to do their thing. Alexander Madison finally showed up last week too. I think he had close to 100 yards. I think this could be another solid game. Yeah, I think this could be another solid game for him this week. So yeah, give me Minnesota on the road, man, and I'll go give him 30. Give him 34, actually. Give him 34. 34-20. 34-20 Minnesota over Carolina, man.
Man, look at this shit, man. Look at this stuff. Excuse me, y'all. I also have Minnesota 34-20. I've got Minnesota 34-20, and namely because Bryce Young is also returning as a starter for the Carolina offense. And so last week, now we saw Andy Dalton playing ball. Andy Dalton threw for 360. And Adam Thielen had what 145 in the tub.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and DJ Chark got going as well. He had about 90 yards and a touchdown. But Bryce Young he's gonna I believe as far as I know he's clear concussion protocol. He is coming back. He's gonna be the starter. And so I expect a downgrade in the offensive production, kind of as we had saw for the first 2 weeks before Andy Dalton got his love. And so I am going 34-20, same as you. What's crazy is Minnesota's 0-3. They could be 3-0, legitimately. You know what I mean? They could have. They probably could have, should have, would have. I know we all know what it is. If was a fifth, everybody be lit. I get it, but they're probably a play from beating those Chargers. They're a play away from beating those Eagles, and they're a play away week 1 from beating Tampa Bay. You know what I mean? So this is a team that could be 3-0, but instead they're 0-3. This is the way the cookie crumbled for them. Shout out to our dog Miles. This is the way the cookie crumbled for the Vikings in this early part of the year. But just like my dog Chop said, I think this is the game they finally get to bounce off the mat. They got Bryce Young, who he's going through his rookie growing pains. So he's in full-fledged flow of those. And so he is going to be the guy that's going to get to play. And so I think just like you said, he's not going to be able to deal and handle a shootout with Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. The only thing that this Vikings team has done right all year is they have scored points. They have got the ball to Justin Jefferson. So I don't think that's going to change in this matchup. And I think they do go on the road and get their first one, 34-20 as well for me.
Gotcha. I'm with you there, Willie Jack. With you there. All right, Willie Jack. So we're gonna do this next game, man. And then after this next game, we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of a break, and then we'll come back with the rest of the games that we got coming up on Sunday, and of course the Monday night game. Oh yeah, and don't forget, we still got performers of the week and everything too, man. So let's move on to this next game. And actually, Willie Jack is gonna be at this one, man. He's gonna be at this one, man.
Yes, sir.
My dog Willie Jack is in Houston. If I know him, he's got his jersey with him. He probably gonna wear the.
Oh, that's a fact. Yeah, no man.
And which one you wearing, Willie Jack? You wearing a white one? You wearing a black one? Which one?
Nah, man, I got my black. It's like that's my pup. Come on, now he all right. I got my black TJ Watt jersey because black is only appropriate because it's gonna be a funeral because it will be a bloodbath. TJ Watt will be in Houston to commemorate his big brother JJ Watt. They're retiring his jersey. No, they're not retiring his jersey. They're putting him in the Texans Ring of Honor, and so little brother TJ is gonna be there. Look for little brother TJ. If the over under on sacks is 2.5, go ahead and take the over. Go ahead and take the over. TJ Watt has 6 sacks in 3 games. I think they said that might be a record. 6 sacks and 2 forced fumbles in 3 games. He may have 10 sacks by the end. By Sunday evening, he may have 10 sacks in 4 games, Chop. I'm just telling you right now. The Texans offensive line is in dire straits. The Texans offensive line is toilet water. The Texans offensive line is sewage boo-boo. I don't know what else to tell you about that offensive line. They own their 3rd string left tackle. They own their 2nd string right tackle. And they own the 2nd string left guard and center.
So are you telling me that TJ Watt's your performer of the week? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, no. Well, I've got another performer of the week, but he's my fantasy sprinkle. If you have the Steelers defense, man, play the Steelers defense this week because I definitely expect a big day for TJ Watt, and if not even TJ Watt, because if they make some style of adjustments to maybe give all the help they can, but the rest of the offensive line is still in such bad shape that it could be a big Alex Highsmith day. So this may be. I do expect TJ to touch 2 sacks this game, man. Like I said, if it's 2.5, I'm taking over. If the sacks on TJ Watt is 2.5, I'm taking over. Now I know if you get on my bookie or whatever other betting site you got, the over under on his sacks isn't going to be that high. Whatever the over is, take it. Make yourself a little money. Take the over on TJ Watt sacks, whatever they set that number to. But I'm going Pittsburgh on the road, 30-20 to get this one done. I do like what I'm seeing from a young CJ Stroud, man. Week 1 was a little slow. Week 2 showed a little more progress. Week 3 was pretty good. Week 3 he looked damn good, honestly. And now the bulk of that is going to be on the back on the strength of the connection he found with Tank Dell. I think Tank Dell, another rookie, goes for almost 150 yards in that game as well. And that does worry me because our secondary is struggling. But on the whole, I'm taking my boys to get it done on the road, man, 30-20. And like I said, I think the defense carries the day.
Yeah. And we talk about the connection that he had with Tank Dell, but also the connection with Nico Collins, man. Nico Collins has been the number 1 receiver on this team and has been the most consistent of the first 3 games, man. So I really like what he's got going on. And to be honest, man, it's he hasn't played like terrible defenses in his first 3 games. The first game was against Baltimore. I talked to you about Baltimore's defense. And then the second game was against Indianapolis defense. You know what I'm saying? So he's looked solid in both of those, threw for 384 yards against the Indianapolis defense. So he's looked solid. So I expect him. Well, I'm not gonna say I expect. This game is going to show me what CJ Stroud really, what he's really about.
Right? This really is a good prove game. Yeah.
Yeah, this game is going to show me a lot. Some different dogs coming into town, and it's also can put together some consistency for him. It's like, all right, he's showing it no matter who he's going against. He's showing that he can be solid. He's showing he can go through his reads. He can go from first, second, hit guys on time, hit them, be on target, be accurate. All those different things that you want to see in your young quarterback. So as of right now, Houston has a lot to be kind of excited about. But I'm still gonna go Pittsburgh in this game. The reason I'm going Pittsburgh is because I think that pass rush will be a lot. The pass rush will be a lot, and I think they find a way to kind of get in there.
And hold on. Oh, my bad, Chop, man. I was gonna say, but before we move on, man, I'm here in Houston, one of them members, man. You mind if I let them go ahead and give us a score, man? While I'm here, man, I'm here at the crib with our dog.
Tell me, it's probably gonna be outrageous because he's a Houston.
Man. Tom.
It's 24-14.
Come on, man. Hey, come on, man. Go ahead and talk to the people.
It's going well, man.
Yeah.
24-14, Houston Texans. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't
give me a quick synopsis.
So why? Tell me why you think 24-14, Tom.
Come on.
First off, I don't believe in Pickett. You know what I mean? Pickett right now is not playing good ball. They can't run the ball.
That's a fair point.
If we can make them one-dimensional, it don't matter how many sacks you got. We got an offense. We got a quarterback. They don't. You know what I mean? Quarterback. If you got a quarterback and somebody else don't,
you got a chance.
You got a shot now. Talk to me.
Hey, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad, man. That wasn't bad. He makes a good point.
I can take that. Now, and like I said, that's why I said this game is a big game for CJ Stroud. It's a big one for you, man. We just talked about how banged up their offensive line is for the Houston Texans. Laramie Tunsil is out, probably one of the better tackles in the league right now. Probably is one of the better tackles in the league right now.
Top 3 left tackles.
So I mean that's big. That's big for them. So he's gonna be tested for sure. Now, I do think they find a way to get this run game going with Jaylen Warren. Okay. I do think they find.
You calling Jaylen Warren to go ahead and take that spot, man? This game.
Every once in a while we go ahead and
just drop a little
bit. Sprinkle. So I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle that, man. Jaylen Warren is gonna start to take off a little bit, and I think this is gonna be one of the games where he shows. He gets in the end zone 2 times today. Okay, he gets in the end zone 2 times. I'm not gonna say 100 yards. Maybe he has 90. So I mean, you know what? Give him 100 scrimmage yards. Give him 100 total yards. Just yards from scrimmage. I give him 100 yards, man. He gets in the paint 2 times, and that's the way that Pittsburgh is gonna find a way to get this done. I do like Tom's score, but I think it's gonna be give me 20-17. 20-17. Steelers win this game, man, in a hard-fought physical game. 2017.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right, man. Well, there you have it, man. When we still got some more stuff to go over with you guys. I hope y'all in here, y'all paying attention. We dropping a few nuggets, man. Y'all know what we do. We dropping a few nuggets. Just sprinkle it on. Since I hope y'all paying attention to what me and my dog Willie Jack talking to y'all. Of course, I told you we're gonna take a little bit of break real quick so we get ready to do that. But while we doing that, you know what I'm saying? Get prepared. Get them picks in. If you need to do that, get the picks in. Pay attention to what my dog Willie Jack is saying. We still got performers of the week coming up on the other side and the game of the week, man. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Today's episode of Let the Film Speak, hosted by the wonderfully handsome and intelligent brothers of Let the Film Speak. That's chopping your main man, Willie Jack. Yeah, feel me. Also brought to you by the 3 Amigos. Y'all know them and you love them, man. That's the 3 Amigos. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe. That's 3 the hard way. That's the 3-piece spicy. You cannot go wrong. Now, I say the same thing every week, so y'all can say it at home with me. I know y'all ready for it. Here we go. It's 3 Amigos, but it's 4 parts to this process, big dog. First, you just got to tap in. Like my dog said, man, come in, tap in. Just say what's up, man. Just holler. Hey, what's up, 3 Amigos, man? Like, share, subscribe. Hey, Chop, man. Willie, man, what's going on, man? It's cool. I sit on the couch. For sure. Y'all got something cold to drink? Oh, man, my man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, man, I'm a Broncos fan. That's all you got to do. That's it. That's easy. And Chop, come in, sit down, get comfortable, get a cool adult beverage, and let us know who you ride with, big dog. Then tell a friend. Like, man, it's a nice feeling here, ain't it? Man, it's cool. Man, my homeboy was out. He was down. Man, it's cool. I can tell a friend. Tell a friend, man. And you know what? Even better than that, you can tell your friend to tell a friend. Guess what? There's more. You can tell your friend to bring his partner to. Bring one more because we need 4, man. Bring them up into the penthouse. Tap in with your dogs, man. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. You know we don't wear no watches. We ain't got nowhere else to be but in here kicking football flavor with the fam. And now back to the regularly scheduled program.
All right, and we back, man. And the game we got coming up, man, right on the other side of this little halftime break, man. We got Las Vegas. Las Vegas is going to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. I'll jump into this one, Willie Jack, because I think this one's going to be a blowout. I'm not going to be along with this one. I think it's going to be a blowout. It's not going to be close. Give me 38-17 final score of this game. I think the Chargers come out and they take care of business. One, you got this Las Vegas team. They're injured and banged up a little bit. I think they're gonna be out without one of their cornerbacks in their Hobbs. Jimmy G is out, already ruled out this particular game. So Brian Hoyer is going to be the starter of this game, which leads me to believe that it's gonna be a rough day for this Las Vegas team. It's gonna be a rough day for them. I think the Chargers come out and they handle business. And I actually like Joshua Kelly, man, as my performer of the week this week, man. Joshua Kelly. That's what I'm going with. Joshua Kelly.
Okay.
Week. I think he gets it going on the ground. They're going to ride him a lot in this particular game. Austin Eckler already ruled out, which makes sense because they got the bye week next week. So just go ahead and sit Austin Eckler out. Should be a good practice game for these guys. Brandon Staley, come on and handle business, man. Right now, with everything we've been seeing, you're on a hot seat. In my eyes, you're on a hot seat. You made a lot of questionable decisions. You are putting your team in position to where, you know what I'm saying, you're not doing a good job. Let's just put it like that. You're not doing a good job as of right now as the head coach of this team. Get some of this heat off for you this game, all right? This is a game where you come get a little bit of heat off for you. Come out, do what you're supposed to do. Blow out this team. Don't make those mental mistakes that you've been making and things that we've been seeing, from you and in the past, and you take care of business, man. So I think they do that. They come out, they win this game 38-17. Joshua Kelly is my performer of the week. Let me give you some numbers, man. Joshua Kelly, 135 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, and he get 30 yards receiving. Another 30 receiving. So over 150 yards from scrimmage and 2 touchdowns on the day for this Sunday game, man. And Los Angeles Chargers, they roll on to get this W.
Nah, man, I'm not gonna. I'm surprised by that player of the week, but I'm also I'm gonna be short and sweet on this one as well. Jimmy G's out, like I said, so that's already been confirmed. And then, like I said, Brian Hoyer coming into that offense. That offensive line is still a problem. It kind of got exposed by my Steelers team just this last week. So until last week, they actually hadn't given up a sack, and then last week, Jimmy G had a hard time breathing on a lot of those snaps, man, because with all the pressure we were getting. I think this is a game that we may see some pass rush from that Chargers team. So this is a game that maybe Joey Bosa does touch the stat sheet on the sack line now. This is the game as well where, and you know what? Khalil Mack played last week, and so this is a game where Khalil Mack, maybe he announced himself as well. So I definitely think that this is a game that maybe that Chargers pass rush kind of shows up. Those 2 big names that they have on the edge, but also I'm taking the Chargers in this one as well. A relatively one-sided game. I'm going 34-17 Chargers.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we can get on about that game real quick, Willie Jack. Let's go to the next one, man. New England Patriots going to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Who you got in this one, Willie Jack?
Oh man, and Zeke's return home to Dallas, man. I would love to see Zeke have a awesome day, 200 yards, 2-3 tugs. Ain't gonna do it. It ain't gonna do it at all. This is a Dallas team that got itself embarrassed last week. Like I said, I couldn't pick the game, but I said Dallas is due to Dallas, and this is exactly what happened. That was exactly what happened last week in Arizona. So now Dallas goes back home. They have Zeke coming in to visit from New Orleans now, but now they're pissed off. They're motivated, especially a guy like Michael Parsons as well, who's going to be looking to, like I said, man, to get some of that dirt off his name from last week. I'm going Dallas, and still a tough game because New England is going to show up. They're going to play defense, and like I said, they're going to find ways to get after Dak and make him uncomfortable. And Dak is prone to turning the football over when we put a little too much on his plate. And so with all that in mind, I am going Dallas in a close game, but I'm going 2017. Dallas still handles business at home.
Yeah, and I got Dallas in this one as well, Willie Jack. I think this is it's a bounce back game for them. It's a bounce back game. They need this W. They came out lackadaisical. I think they're going this week. I think their coaching staff and everybody's gonna have a fire lit under them because they know they shouldn't have lost that game last week. Had no business being in a close game with the Arizona team, but they came out, took their game for granted. And then when you do things like that in the NFL, any team can be beat. And they just showed it last week, man. They came out, they took care of business against this Dallas Cowboys team. So the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to come out this next week, and they're going to take it out on New England, man. I do think it's going to be – I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think that New England's it's still Bill Belichick now, you know what I'm saying? So he's going to be able to dial up something to bother Dak. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the guy he's going to try to come out there and kind of rattle a little bit. But I think overall, this team is just too talented, and they have too much in order to be stopped. So I got Dallas winning this game. Give me 23-16. Final score of this game, 23-16, Dallas over New England.
I like it.
All right, Willie Jack. And we keep on pushing, dog. We keep on pushing. We got the next game, man. The team we just talked about, man. This Arizona team in a divisional matchup going against the San Francisco 49ers, man. And here's where I think it stops. All right. Here's all the competitive games. They've been in a competitive game every game they've been in this year as far as Arizona. But here's why I think it stops, man. They're going against San Francisco. San Francisco's going to be prepared. They've been watching this Arizona team these first 3 weeks, and they're not going to come in and take them for granted. On top of that, it's a divisional game. You know what I'm saying? So they always come in and ready to play in a divisional matchup. And I think San Francisco is going to show why they are still the well-oiled machines. And we got my dog Brock Purdy, Mr. Two Tubs. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get his two. And they're gonna do it again, man. It's gonna be business as usual. Christian McCaffrey, another 100 yards from scrimmage for him on a day. You know what I'm saying? And he just fits like a glove right in this offense, man. Fits just like a glove on this offense. But whose day is it going to be? Is it going to be Ayuk's day? Is it going to be Kittle? Is it going to be Debo? Debo is actually questionable for this game, so we don't know if he's actually going to play. But they still got enough weapons to get the job done. They got a great offensive line. I don't think Arizona really has a chance, and I think that this one is the score gets stretched out a little bit in this one too. So give me 34.
Ooh.
34. Give them 13 points. 34-13, final score of this game. San Francisco takes care of business against this Arizona Cardinals team.
No, I got you, and I'll be short and sweet on this one as well, man. And so I definitely think San Francisco handles business at home. And like I said, I think this is a game where San Francisco, much like we've seen for most of this early young season, I think they just flat out just overmatched. Arizona's going to be just outmatched, and so I definitely think that that defensive front for the Niners are going to make it very uncomfortable for Joshua Dobbs in this game. I look for Nick Bosa to have himself a pretty good day against his Cardinals offensive line. And then also the front seven of this Niners team is really kind of where the strength is. And so I look for it to be a difficult day for James Conner as well, who we saw have a pretty successful day last week against the Cowboys. I don't think he has that same success this week against this Niners front. And so I'm taking San Francisco to handle business. I'm going 28-16. I think there's going to be a time in this game. Maybe early, it starts a little tough. Arizona's fired up. They're showing up. They show with that same moxie and just we're not going to be rolled over kind of attitude that we've seen them show with every week this season. But then at the same time, as the game wears on, I expect the cream to rise to the top. Y'all know what's going on. And I think the Niners will take care of business. This is where you get your player of the week, man. C-Mac is going to show up and do his thing, man. I'm looking for 150 yards plus on the ground combined. I'm looking for three touchdowns in this game. I almost gave him all 4 touchdowns, Chop. I gave him 28 points. I almost gave C-Mac all 4. But I said, you know what? I'm going to leave room for Debo or a combination of Purdy and Kittle to get one. I'm giving C-Mac 3 touchdowns, but I am giving 150 total yards, and they will continue to roll as they've been doing. One more time, 28-16 San Francisco.
Gotcha. All right, Willie J. All right, we're going to see. We're going to see, man. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We got Kansas City, man. The Kansas City Chiefs, they go to New York to take on the Jets. What about you in this one, Willie Jack? Who you got in this one, man? It's probably I got a feeling.
Man, I'm not gonna take too long, man. This is gonna be a JV scrimmage for Kansas City, man. I'm going a lot to a little Kansas City to the Jets. 31-10. Like I said, it might as well be 50-0, or it could be 40-3. 31-10, Kansas City handling business. Like I said, man, maybe the Jets defense is a little stingy for the first 2 or 3 series, but after that offense goes 3 and out and they quickly wear down, look for Kansas City to slide it to control and never relinquish it in this game because there's nobody jabbing back on the New York Jets side of the ball. And so Kansas City, what was billed as preseason, this game was billed as a monumental game. We're going to get Aaron Rodgers in New York against Patty Cakes, against Patty Mahomes. And instead, of course, we don't have that. We've got Patty Cakes picking the wings off of Zach Wilson in a very downtrodden New York Jets team. 31-10, Kansas City handling business.
Gotcha. And I got New York Jets scoring 10 as well, but I got KC scoring a little bit less. I got them scoring 27-10. I still respect this New York Jets defense. This Jets defense is a really good defense. I think they're going to give Pat Mahomes a few problems, but excuse me. But I think they ultimately can still put up 27 just for us off the simple fact that they're going to have a lot of opportunities. All right. This just offense is not going to be able to do too much. So it's going to give this KC offense a lot more opportunities. And with those opportunities, of course, when you're talking about Pat Mahomes, it's going to be more points, man. So I give them 27-10. That's my final score of this game. Go ahead. What you going to say? What is that?
No, and one more thing as well, man. I look for Chris Jones to have himself a day, man. That Jets offensive line, which everybody was worried about to start this season, we saw that same line get Aaron Rodgers injured and knocked out for the season, and now you go against a motivated Chris Jones. He needs all these sacks to get out every one of them dollars that they promised him in this upgraded deal. And so we've seen him already in last week, his first game back against the second half. I look for him to have a second half, 2 sacks in this game as well. I think Chris Jones is a monster day because a very subpar New York Jets defense as well. Our offensive line, excuse me, as well.
Gotcha. Okay, Willie Jack. All right, I see you there. All right, Willie Jack. On to Monday night, man. The Monday night game. We got your boy, Big Gino, man. Big Gino going to New York to take on the Giants.
Hey, he didn't write that, Chop. Come on now, Big Gino. Let's go.
I looked at this game multiple times, man. And I think this is going to be one of those ones, man, where I want to go with Gino. I want to go with Seattle in this one.
Please pick Danny Dimes, the $40 million man. I dare you. I double dare you. Go ahead and pick the $40 million man without your homeboy Saquon, which may or may not matter because I ain't seen him do nothing in the 2 games he did play. But go ahead and go with the $40 million man, Danny Dimes, man. Come on.
See, this is a prime example. Willie Jack chooses in what he sees and what he don't see in these games, man. Something wrong with something. That's my dog. I love my dog Willie Jack. Man, something wrong with him, man. Y'all gotta watch. Go ahead and watch him, man. He chooses and picks and chooses what he sees and what he don't see. And you know what? Forget it, man. I'm going with New York at home, man. New York at home. I think they find some type of way to win this game, man. I don't know how, but I think they find a way. Yes, Saquon Barkley is questionable this game. He's going to be a game time decision. They saying that it's a possibility that he may play in this game, but in my opinion, I don't think it's going to matter. I think this is going to come down to a good coaching matchup, and I think Brian Daboll is going to find a way to make something happen, man. And it's also a game where I'm going to see Darren Waller. Darren Waller finally has his coming out party. Willie J, you call the timeout. What's up? Talk to me, dog.
Hey, because it was a flag on the play. Did y'all just hear my dog Chop say, well, Saquon, they said he's questionable, so he may play, but it ain't going to matter. But if I say that the man ain't showing himself to be a difference maker, I'm trolling. But Chop just tells me he ain't going to make a difference if he show up whether or not. But he ain't. I'm just saying, I don't know if y'all heard it. That's what I heard. That's what I heard you just say, though. That's all I'm saying.
Do I? So you gonna make me explain, Willie Jack?
You see, it ain't gonna matter if he play or not. That don't sound like he a difference maker, bro. That's all I'm saying.
We just watched Arizona beat Dallas last week. Okay, I know you probably like, well, they got to do anything. I'm gonna tell you why. Because ain't nobody in the world think they had a chance. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way games. But what I'm saying is that's just the way games play out sometimes. That's just the way games play out. And I think this game is going to play out that way. So me saying Saquon is not going to matter. Has nothing to do with if he's a difference maker or not. Stop trying to make some story. Willie Jack, you like one of them reporters, man. You like them reporters that be listening. You're like, you know what? I'm going right here. This is where I feel. Even though you know how this game go. You know how this game go. So what's going on with you, Willie Jack? You know what I'm saying? So, hey man. That's where I'm at with it, man. Am I froze on your screen, bro?
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, you froze on my screen, but I can hear you fine.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep talking until I get unfroze. But as of right now,
no. Yeah. Now you just unfroze. Well, go ahead and rock, because I can hear you fine.
All right, well, give me New York in this game. New York finds a way to beat Seattle, man, and it's gonna be 23. No, 20. Give them 27. 23 in this game. 27-23, New York over Seattle.
27-23. I got you. Well, I'm going Big Gino on the road, man. Big Gino is taking the Big Gino show all the way to the Big Apple. I expect them to handle business. I am going 27-20 in this game. New England, or excuse me, not New England. New York is at home. Like I said, they've looked terrible for 2 out of the 3 weeks that they've played. 2.5 out of the 3 weeks they've played because they got shut out by that Arizona Cardinals team on the road. They're 20-0 before they come back in that second half of that game. And so I still don't feel impressed with that performance as well. So I haven't seen them look like anything for the first 3 weeks. Saquon Barkley is still in the air. And as my dog Chop just told y'all, whether or not he plays, it ain't gonna matter no way. And so if my dog Chop feels like that, I'm not gonna feel no better about it. I'm taking Seattle and Big Gino on the road. They have a very impressive road win against Detroit last week, and they continue this East Coast road trip, this East Coast back-to-back road trip with another W in Big New York. I'm going 27-20. Big Gino handles his business.
All right, Willie Jack. Well, while I'm still froze, I guess we might as well go on into. We might as well go on to the last game, man. The game of the week, man. The game of the week for both me and my dog, Willie Jack. We both decided on this one. We're going to tag team this one. But the game of the week, man, is going to be the team that scored 70 as of last week, man. And I'm going to go Miami at Buffalo, man. Miami at Buffalo for the game of the week. All right, Willie Jack, talk to me, man. Who you got, dog?
Man, I went back and forth on this game, man, and because honestly, Miami's probably the hottest team in the league right now. I mean that offense looks dang near unstoppable outside of a very stingy performance that we saw from Bill Belichick's New England Patriot defense and what they did. But short of that, this is a team that feels like it's got yards and points at will, and so I'm really looking for this game to be a bit of a shootout. Yeah, I'm looking for this game to be a bit of a shootout. And a lot of times when I expect a shootout, it feels like it goes the other way. And my bad, Chop, man. I was trying to message you, but it's all good, man. As long as I can hear you good and it's recording good, we just going to rock out like we got to.
Yeah, it's the last game anyway, man. So we roll it out.
Exactly right. And so I'm expecting a bit of a shootout. Like I said, when I've expected shootouts, it feels like there's a little bit of a disappointment. But I'm going Big Josh to handle his business on the big stage at home and to win a very exciting and entertaining game in a back and forth action nonstop. I'm going 34-31. Big Josh at home handling business against the Dolphins. Now the Dolphins are I think 1-9 against the Bills in the last 10 matchups. Now a part of me knows that that doesn't matter at all because we got to show up and play on this Sunday. But at the same time, a part of me also knows that for some weird reason, where there's a pattern, sometimes there's a trend, and we've seen it with Cincinnati and their slow starts. We've seen it with Cincinnati and Baltimore both struggling to just playing against Cleveland. I mean, so we've seen examples where these are more than patterns, and sometimes they're trends. And I'm starting to think that maybe Miami struggling against Buffalo may be more of a trend than it is just a happenstance pattern. And Buffalo is at home. I'm going Big Josh, 34-31. I'm liking what I'm seeing lately from James Cook in the run game. We've had 2 weeks back to back where he's been effective, and he's really done so much to spell and take a lot of that burden to rush the ball off of Josh Allen. And in turn, I feel like we've seen a cleaner Josh Allen, a Josh Allen that I haven't seen consistently probably since those day ball days. Now, last week he did throw an interception, but I think his last 2 games, he's got 5 touchdowns to the 1 interception, and he's played pretty good, pretty clean, pretty accurate football in both those games. Big Josh at the crib in a game I can't wait to watch, 34-31.
Gotcha. And I'm going Buffalo too, Willie Jack. I'm going Buffalo too, and I got them winning this game 27-24. I think that this Buffalo team is going to surprisingly match up a little bit better than some of the other teams we've seen against this Miami team so far. I think they have what it takes on the back end for them to slow down, not necessarily stop, but slow down that tandem in Hill and Waddle. So I think they have what it takes in terms of like the discipline, the guys playing the positions, the athletes, all those different things. I think they have the guys to slow them down or to be in position to where they aren't exploding like we've seen from them last week, in a couple weeks. Devon Achane, Great game last week. I don't know how much we see of him. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's going to be key for Miami. If Miami wants to win this game, it's going to be the run game. It's going to be behind Mostert and whoever else they have running with him. Probably Devon Achane. By the way that he went off last week, he's probably going to start getting a few more looks. But Mostert is still going to lead this backfield, and by the run game is what we're going to have to see. But even with that though, I still think that the Buffalo defense has what it takes to slow this down. I think Milano is a good guy to match up with somebody like James Cook. Not match up with James Cook, but I think he's a good guy to match up with those running backs. And he's not as fast, but fast enough to get sideline to sideline, to eliminate them from, creating those long plays and getting outside and stretching this field too in that way. So I think Buffalo hangs in there with them. Now, offensively, I think we get Josh Allen. I think we get the guy that shows up and that comes in and shows what he can really do. We saw him kind of go up and down a little bit in these first 3 weeks. But in these type of games, a lot of times he shows up, man. A lot of times he shows up, and I think he's gonna show up again this particular week. And this is where Miami gets their first L of the season, man. So yeah, 27-24. That's my final score. Buffalo over Miami in our game of the week, man. Game of the week.
And then also, man, just a real quick injury nugget as well. I think Jordan Poyer is expected to miss this game, and so DeMar Hamlin may make his first start of the season in this game as well. I saw. And so,
okay, I got you.
So if that's the case, man, so I do want to see how he looks and moves, and just just how he responds. Like I said, making his first start since the injury.
Yep, he is out. Yeah. But I will say this: it's either DeMar Hamlin or it's going to be Taylor Rapp.
Well, I thought in the report I saw they said that DeMar Hamlin was going to be
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But like you said, I mean, who knows how accurate that is, but yeah, we'll see. Either case, I would expect to see a healthy dose of DeMar Hamlin in a
absolutely
kind of secondary. So yeah,
absolutely, yeah. So exciting to see that for sure. Exciting to see that.
Yeah.
All right, Willie Jack. Hey, man, that's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all.
One more time, man. Run back one more time. Your performer of the week, man, and then we can go ahead and get on up out of here, man.
And close it on out, man. No, so performer of the week for me, I'm going C-Mac, man. Chris McCaffrey, best in the business. He's on an incredible run to start this upcoming season. I'm going 150 yards from scrimmage, 3 touchdowns, and a big day. San Francisco handles their business against the Arizona Cardinals, 28-16.
Gotcha. And I'm going Joshua Kelly, man. Joshua Kelly is my performer of the week, man. I know he's had a couple duds his last couple weeks. Austin Eckler's been out, but I think he has a bounce back game, man. Over 150 yards from scrimmage, man. I think I said 135 on the ground, 2 touchdowns, and I think he's a big reason that the Los Angeles Chargers blow out the Las Vegas Raiders this week, man. So that's what I'm going with, man. That's my performer of the week, and there you have it. The Chop and Willie in the morning week 4 preview, man. We just gave you all those games. We dropped you all those nuggets, and we even left y'all a little bit of time, man. Now we sitting at almost 11:20. You know what I'm saying? It's almost 11:20. The games come on in about 40 minutes. So now you got 40 minutes to sit there and think about what we just told you. You know what I'm saying?
Now, and
you want to rewind a little bit.
Now you got 40 minutes to get your picks in. What you got?
Yeah, 40 minutes, get your picks in, but then also think about what we just told you. But think about those nuggets we just gave y'all, man, so y'all can go into these games thinking about that, man, and try to figure your lineups out, get your fantasy guys in. You know what I'm saying? You can rewind a little bit and go back and see some parts that you may have missed or rehear certain things and games that we talked about. So you got time today. All right.
And I got some, and I may notice some of the nuggets that we did drop, man. So in addition to Chop's Player of the Week and Josh Kelly, he also gave a fantasy shout out to Jaylen Warren. He thinks Jaylen Warren maybe supplants Najee Harris this week as the kind of go-to back. He's looking for 100 total yards from scrimmage and 2 touchdowns and a big coming out party for him in the Steelers backfield. In that same game, I'm looking for a big performance from our defense. I'm looking for TJ Watt to get 2 or 3 sacks in this game. And honestly, man, on the whole, I really think our defense has a pretty good advantage. I'm looking for 5 team sacks and maybe 2 turnovers in this game. CJ Stroud hasn't turned the ball over yet as far as throwing interceptions, but I think this may be the day with all the pressure we do getting home. And I think our defense on a whole has a big day. And I think also I'm looking for Chris Jones to have himself a day against a poor New York Jets defense in a blowout win. And so I look for Chris Jones also to have a monster performance.
Absolutely. There you go, Willie Jack. Well, there you have it. That is it. That is all.
Yes, sir.
Willie Jack, close us on out, my dog.
That is it. That is all we came. We saw. We conquered. You know what's going on. Sorry again, once more, man. We couldn't be here live. We really enjoy the live aspect of the show. But like I said, I will be in the building. I'm in Houston currently. Me and my dog Tom, man, one of those members. We will be going to the Texans versus Steelers game at NRG live and in the flesh tomorrow afternoon. So can't wait for that. In lieu of getting a shout out to those members, man, instead, man, I'll shout out some of those sponsors, man. Shout out to Real Deal STL Sports, man. Shout out to those guys holding us down on the regular, man. Our dog Skinny, our dog Kev. Appreciate you fellas as well, man. Shout out to No Balls, No Glory, man. Shout out to our guy BP. Shout out to our dog Big Chef, man. Shout out to Steam Print. Shout out to Prospect and Precision Painting, man. Atlanta based, where they can get to you anywhere in the country, big dog. It's 2023. Plain Trainer Automobile, they can get to you. That's Prospect and Precision Painting. Find those guys with that name on across multiple social media as platforms as well. And one more time, man, shout out to our dog, No Vultures, the podcast, my dog, Brother Red. Shout out to you, sir. So tap in with my dog as well, man. A lot of good, interesting content over there. It's both sports and hip hop based or centric. So it's a very eclectic assortment of both topics, man. The way he blends both worlds together is pretty cool, man. So definitely go and check those guys out, man. I'm thinking about those sponsors. Y'all know what's going on, man. You know what? I can still say the same thing, Chop. Because I had to miss one or two of y'all. So say it with me again. If I forgot to say your name.
Dang.
My bad. But charge it to my head and don't charge it to my heart, big dog. You know we thinking about you. We appreciate all the love and support as always. Tap in with your dogs one more time, man. You know we will be back Wednesday like we left something. Wednesday at 7 o'clock. You know we ain't going to wear no watches because we ain't got nothing else to duplicate football flavor with the fam. Now, everybody have fun. Be safe. Find your favorite spot on your couch. Give your wife or kids something to do. Grab your cool adult beverage and enjoy your football Sunday. Until next time, we will see y'all. Peace.
Peace.